You know what, man? Let me be honest with y'all. I had been excited to do a video since found out Lonzo wasn't getting traded. Mainly because I kind of already packed it up for this season. But JJ fucking ready. Oh, let's get this motherfucker started. All right, so check this out. If you hadn't heard, JJ put out his podcast, The Old Man and the Three, and he has pretty interesting things to say about the Pelicans front office. And it's funny. People got the wrong idea about this entire thing. I've seen people discussing how bad of a player JJ was this last couple of weeks. I've seen them discussing. It's crazy. You would have never thought JJ had haters until after this podcast came out. Now everybody's like, "Oh well, fuck, that nigga ain't shit. He couldn't do nothing. He was terrible here." And all this other stuff, and this nigga just shot like 45% from three last year. But hey, hey, it is what it is, trash fan base. But I'm sorry. Did I hear something? I didn't. My bad. This is a crazy apartment, man. Sometimes shit just start flying out of the wind. You never know. But boy, now there's people who have been clamoring about how bad the front office is, and I be damn if this shit didn't come at an opportune time. Now let's talk about it. I'm gonna give y'all a summation of what he said. Basically, JJ said, "Look, I requested a trade in November when Drew was gone, when they sent him out, because that was the reason he came to play, and he requested a trade because he knew how Stan wanted to play, and without Drew and without Kenrich, the only versatile defender they had is Josh Hart. Now, wait a minute. I know you guys think, what about Lonzo? Here's the thing. Lonzo can guard, but he can't, there's too many small forwards he's just going to get beat by, okay? Versatility, I think, means, over the three sectional positions. What I mean by sectional position is guards, forwards, center. Lonzo could definitely guard the guard spots. You start getting questionable around the forwards. Okay, so he's like Josh Hart could guard both, multiple positions. That's kind of how Stan runs his team. That's how he plays his teams, his defense. Now, let me insert myself here real quick and let's say this. I've been telling y'all that Stan ain't had the shit he wanted to play on this team. I've been saying this shit for I don't know how long, and I know people gave me some pushback, and that's okay. JJ Redick, thank you, my brother, because you just basically told the motherfuckers to go fuck the hell off because I knew exactly what the fuck I was talking about. Now, let's get back to this JJ podcast here. So, without Drew, he said he knew his playing time was going to get cut. And without Kenrich, his playing time was going to get cut. So he was like, okay, he already knew what to expect. He was like, let me go ahead and see if I can get on up out of here. He went and asked a trade directly to Griff. He didn't go by agent, he says. He went man to man to say, look, I see what's coming. I want to get out of here. I'm going to keep my mouth shut, though. Get me out of here. Apparently, they had several conversations after this one, but Griff was like, okay, give it a month. Come down, see what you think, and then if not, we'll get you where you want to go. Let's stop right there. Let me say this. Front offices have no reason to give a damn what a player thinks when it comes to a trade destination or request. Make sure, let's put this out here right up front and center. If you are in the front office, your job is to the organization. It ain't to do right by a player, none of that shit. However, here's the problem. Let's work off the assumption that everything JJ Redick said is true. The problem isn't that he eventually got traded, because he said he had 4 subsequent conversations after that one. So it's like either, at least the way he worded it, so it sounds like they had 5 total conversations. And it's been reiterated. Well, hold on, let me finish this and then I'll go into it. So it was like he was going to get, if they're going to trade him, we're going to trade him to where he wanted to go, somewhere northeast, New York area, so it'd be close to his family. Okay? If they couldn't, it was understood that he was going to go to the buyout market. They were going to buy him out, and then he can go sign wherever he wanted to. That's what he was told on numerous occasions. He said he had a very good working relationship with Griff, so it is what it is. He expected to be delivered what he received. Now, here's the problem. Going back to Griff. It's not a matter that he got traded to the Mavs. Griff is not wrong for trading him to the Mavs whatsoever. My Mavs at that. He is not wrong for that. And JJ also, by the way, said he doesn't have a single issue with Mark Cuban, Luka, KP, Dorian Finney-Smith, Rick Carlisle, nobody on the Mavs. He has no issue with the Mavs organization or the Mavs in general. He made sure, he said, look, this has nothing to do with the Mavs. He said, on a normal basis, I would love to play for the Mavs. He's just like, for the rest of this year, I want to be by my family. He's like, I ain't see my family. But here's the problem. If you're going to, as a man, let's put basketball, this other shit to the side. As a man, word is bond. I know this gets, often forgotten because we got all this other shit going on. Equality, feminism, gender roles are no more. Everybody can say, do whatever. I get, all this shit. I get it. But good old morality, righteousness, just good principles is something we as men are supposed to stand on. Your word is your fucking bond. Your word matters more than anything else. Let me make sure this shit is silent. I don't want no interruptions. Okay, yeah. Get that motherfucker on silent. Okay. Let me tell you something. If Griff promised this man that he was going to send him to a team within his preferred destination or buy this man out, Griff wrong as a son bitch. Not because he did his work-related job, because ultimately he didn't do anything wrong in terms of being, in charge of, the New Orleans Pelicans in that vein, in his position. Absolutely nothing wrong. His problem is, as a man, he overstepped his boundaries. If he should have never promised something he couldn't deliver to JJ. Because it's not just JJ. JJ's family is expecting this one thing. Okay, 3 o'clock or whatever, my time. Okay, I'm not traded. Cool. So I'm going to get bought out, fam. Look, I'm going to be up here with y'all. We're going to do our thing. I'm going to get to a team somewhere in the area. It may not be Brooklyn or the Knicks. Maybe it's Charlotte. Maybe it's Philly again. It's a team somewhere in that area, so I could be closer to you. Maybe I could just drive, or you guys could drive to me. That's what he's expecting, his family's expecting, because he's sitting, hey, babe, I talked to Griff. Griff told me this has been building up over months. So their expectations back home, especially those little kids, Daddy's going to probably be back with us. Then you get the phone call. That nigga played you to the left, son. Say, word? What you mean? Bruh, he sent you to the Mavs. Now, JJ said he was out there in New York. His wife was getting Pilates research and a couple other things, and he was using this Pilates class that I guess help work out and recover and do some other things. So he was with his wife. He was checking his phone. And he was like at 2, he didn't see anything, so he was like, okay, this is what we got going on. So him and his wife were already on the same page. They knew how this shit worked. So it's all right, cool. So they went back to finish their workout and took a break. And it's like, his wife's like, damn, why I got all these notifications and phone calls? What the fuck going on? JJ's like, huh? So JJ go check his phone. It's like, okay, what the fuck is going on? Yo, son, you got shipped out to the Mavs. Again, Griff is not wrong for trading that man to the Mavs at all. What he is wrong on is being a man, a trustworthy man, an honorable man. That's the problem. Now, JJ proceeded to say, he got basically the training staff and everything, the teammates and stuff, coach, he ain't got no issue with them. All love to them. He's contacted them, talked to them all, blah, 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 woo. Now, here's something that's gotten blown out of proportion and will get blown out of proportion. Can't remember the guy's name that he does the show with. He asked a question. He was like, I don't remember word for word, but basically he was like, should anybody trust this organization? We'll pause right there real quick. Part of that, to me, seems like they were in it together because I think he already knew the answer, but he just wanted to get it put out. And the other part of me thinks he was sending a message. See, JJ an asshole for this. On one hand, JJ will sit there and say, and he did, he's like, hey, future's bright for, Zion, B.I., Zoe, and the rest of those guys. But on the other hand, bro, you just fucked them niggas. Y'all like, how you fuck them? Think about this, y'all. What he said was, I don't see how anyone could trust them, their front office. Here's what you guys got to understand. You're not getting free agents there anyway. JJ said the only reason he signed, he said this on the show, he was like, was Drew and Drew's defense and Drew's ability. Drew is the reason he signed. That and they offered him the most money. Only 2 reasons he went to New Orleans. You talking about you love these young guys, but you just fucked them. How are they supposed to get free agents there now if you putting out don't trust them? Like, I mean, I get, expressing your grievances and shit. I understand that to the T, but bruh, if you love them homies like that, you keep that shit under wraps. And I'm sure he told them niggas straight up, hey man, this is what, you know what? I'm sure they had conversations all year. Ain't no way you in that locker room and you ain't like, hey, yo, so this is what Griff told me. So, and Josh Hart made a tweet, and I think he was surprised and shocked at JJ, because they were close, going to Dallas. Now, I got on Twitter right before I got to this video. One of the homies on there made a post. He was like, guess who else is an RFA this summer and got the same agent as JJ? Josh Hart. Boy. This shit get juicy right now, boy. See, JJ just fucked them because they not going to get free agents. Nobody going to want to come play for New Orleans under Griff now. Like, at all. Ain't no way you can be like, hell no. You see what JJ said? No way. We'll offer you, more than offer because we want family and friends. That's another thing, bro. You can't, Griff. You can't talk about family and shit no more, bro. What you did is not family. I mean, it's dysfunctional family, but that shit ain't the kind of family that you was talking about. Nah, you can't. You can't get out here and talk. Oh, we're family. We family first. Nah, bro. That ain't what you did. What you did was some whole shit. Some whole shit. But, bro, it was hard enough to get free agents to come to New Orleans anyway. New front office, y'all trying to get y'all image together, you know. But now, you just told them don't come. But you love them guys, got love, and you probably do. But you just fucked them in the future. Hold that thought real quick. Lonzo is an RFA this offseason. Check this out. They had that nigga do an interview. And one thing I've noticed, his interviews are the least time wise. Like, his is around like 2 minutes or something all the time. Today it was like 2 minutes, 15 seconds. He always has short interviews. And I think because he's media trained to some degree, so he only gives like basic generic answers that don't allow you to do a ton of writing on. And so he's not a good interview for the media. They don't like that. Lonzo's like, okay, I want to be here. You know, I love B and Z. You know, I want to play with those guys. I think we can build something special. You know, everything worked out the way it was supposed to. You know, I'm just glad to be here with my guys. You know, and hopefully we build something great moving forward. You know, that's how he talks. Well, that ain't how he talks. That's me trying to BS around it. But, because he talks in pauses, but I ain't going to get into that. Lonzo, I know he got ears to the streets on that podcast. Because Lonzo is a team guy. He supports the homies on the squad, right? And I know JJ was jokingly talking about earlier season, you know, me and Lonzo be joking about being traded and shit. That nigga wasn't lying. But you know what, though? Rich Paul, he heard it. But that message JJ put out wasn't for me and you. It was for Lonzo and Josh Hart. And more importantly, Zion. This is year 2 of Zion. They got 2 more they got to pay him. 2 more they got to pay him. You think he ain't going to be requesting a trade if this shit... Nailed in the fucking coffin. If it ain't in the coffin, that motherfucker about to get staked down. That motherfucker about to get staked down. JJ, he's a smart dude, so I think he understands this, but boy, y'all don't understand what the fuck he just did. He put out the APB to the entire league and to his team. Everybody gonna be looking at New Orleans funny now. Good luck. But other agents, Rich Paul, who had already had dealings with them for AD. Well, he dealt with them really for Dale Demps and that whole thing. And they had to get rid of Dale Demps for not doing it. Which is why, honestly, probably why they got David Griff, because they know he's a good old boy. He's going to do what he's told. Adam Silver probably like, said, all right, Miss Benson, you going to hire this nigga? He's going to be in your goddamn front office. He's going to do what the fuck we want to do. We're going to rig the lotto so you get Zion Williamson as a replacement. Deal. That's probably what happened. But now, JJ just trashed this man's whole manhood, his honor code. He just told Josh Hart, whose house he was staying at the entire time. JJ was staying with Josh Hart all fucking season. All season. And they got the same agent? And he's up to be signed to an extension this offseason? Along with Lonzo? Boy, oh boy. And people been trashing this fucking front office to Kingdom Come and back. They kind of got a pass last year. This year? That it started with Kira Lewis. There's part of the fan base wanted him, and the other part of it was like, what the fuck you get this nigga for when you got Zoe? Start of the season, no notable free agents. Bledsoe and George Hill for the Drew trade. Oh, we're looking to shop Lonzo and JJ and Bledsoe. Ain't anybody take them. Oh, we don't want to trade Lonzo no more. All of a sudden, Lonzo is up for trade. By the way, Lonzo touched on how he felt today in the interview. It's like, I'm glad it's over with. And basically, it is what it is. It's a business. But you can look at Lonzo and tell he's not happy. He's not happy in New Orleans. That man is good as gone. That man is as good as gone. I'm telling you, they somebody's paying 20 to 22 up front for Zoe, and they gonna have to match. The only thing is how fucked up is Griff to where he may be will match. How far is he willing to go and dig his grave? Because there's gonna be a limit to where other teams they'll be like, look, we can't get Zoe for this, done. God, dog, I sure hate it. Imagine this, man, because Zoe got to be like, look, man, when this shit hits the fan, when this shit is over with, I love you, Z. I love you, B.I. But chunk deuces, man, I gotta go. And y'all know I love y'all to death, but I can't fuck with these niggas. Y'all seen how they do you, boy. B.I. got that trade kicker. I told y'all, why the fuck would he have a trade kicker? I'm telling you. I expect within the next couple years, too, B.I. has requested a trade. And now you got Zion and Kira and all, and that's supposed to be a team with Jackson Hayes. Who knows? Maybe one of those guys pop. And so it's not that bad. But could you imagine? Zion has requested a trade. The Lakers or the Knicks. It's just two preferred destinations. Think of how big he is right now. Bottom feeder franchises will continue to be bottom feeder franchises. It is inevitable. Inevitable. You should have gone for the head. No! Yes, Marvel movie Avengers quotes. This shit was deadly beautiful. Like, this shit was wonderful. If you're a Zoe fan, if you're a fan of the Lakers trio, somehow in the back of your head you got to be like, boy, either Griff got to go or your favorite players got to go? Either way, we all get to rest and sit down and look back on all this hard work and be like, damn. I can't wait for the 30 for 30 in like 20 years on this shit. Especially if all them guys go off to be like Hall of Fame level champions and stuff like that. Like, because there's going to be a 30 for 30 on OKC. Russ Harden, KD. Can you imagine if these guys go off and win rings in other franchises? They're going to be like, you had all them niggas on one team. And you still couldn't get it done. It's your boy Jay Strokes. Y'all have a good one. And post this motherfucking stat.